If you want a fresh start, you don't need a new year. You might just need a new timeline. In this video, I want to share my tried and true simple timeline map, the thing that has helped me fix my schedule and my sleep every single day, so I get the best of the best result for whatever time I have available to me. If you've ever told yourself, I need to go to bed earlier, or I need to wake up earlier, or how does Amy take a picture of herself in her car leaving for the gym at 4 a.m.? That's weird. I'm gonna show you exactly how all that happens and how you can create the best schedule for your life that makes every day ideal. The method that I have been using forever to fix my schedule and my sleep is my tried and true timeline map. And that is something you probably heard me talk about if you've been here for a while, because it's in my Good Morning, Good Life book and the paper planner. It's our favorite time of year over at shop.amylandino.com, where we do a little Black Friday action so you can save on gifts for your loved ones or yourself. So make sure you check out the secret discount code below and check out that sale at the site. When you open your planner or your scrap piece of paper, whatever works for you, every single month you want to do this, which is why we put it in every month, the spread of things like getting refreshed on your goals, any events that are happening. We have to review the timeline map again. And that's because it could work once and it might start not working and not feel good, and there might be something off about it. So we want to make sure it stays up to date. We don't do this once a year and hope for the best. We want to make sure that it's exactly dialed in to this season of our life and how things are going. So the first thing you're probably going to want to do is write down your wake up time, right? Oh, everybody says to wake up at 5 a.m., so let's just write that in. No. If we want to have a good day, then we need to have a good morning. If we want to have a good morning, then we need to get enough sleep. And if we want to get enough sleep, then actually a good day and a good morning, it all starts the night before. This whole timeline map is a reverse engineering of success. Where we're actually going to start is at the very bottom of the good morning routine. So the first thing we want to know is, what is your first commitment of the day? Or for me, when do I start working for the day? I'm going to share my timeline here so that you can get some inspiration for you. It is very aligned with somebody who has a typical work schedule. So if you don't have a typical work schedule, then make the changes. But this is how I've figured out my life. My start work time is usually 9 a.m., like the average working person. I'm going to be sitting at my desk in work mode. Now, in order for that to be successful, in order for that to be the case, in order for somebody that might have to commute to an office and show up at 9 a.m., what has to happen to get us there? Before 9 a.m., I need to be showered and fed and feeling good about myself. And that's something that starts to happen by 8:15. So at 8:15 is, I know, when I am home and I am doing breakfast and a shower. Why at 8:15, you ask? Well, that's because that's when I finally have the ability to do it. Because at 6:45 is the kid go to school rush. 6:45 is when I wake up my kids, get them dressed, go through their morning routine, get them fed, and then put them in the car to get them to school. By the way, if you're wondering how you get kids to do a morning routine, have a morning routine. And if you're like, I can't do a morning routine because of my kids, have your kids do your morning routine. Show them what success looks like so that they know what these important standards for your life are. Just a little sidebar there. So now you're probably wondering, well, what happens before 6:45? For me, I'm not waking up at 6:45. I'm not going to say to myself, I have an idea. The first thing I have to do when I wake out of bed is cater to somebody else. I've decided that that is not a standard that works for me. I'm not the happiest person if I have to immediately cater to and talk to somebody else the second I open my eyes. Therefore, I'm going to make sure I do whatever it takes at all costs to keep that from being the case. So what does that look like? I'm up, I'm out of the house, I'm at the gym by 4:30. This allows me to get a 1-hour workout in. And after that workout wraps up, I feel even better by getting a little bit of mastery time in. You guys know one of the 3 morning moments in Good Morning Good Life is mastery. So at 5:30, I go to a coffee shop, I sit with my laptop, still in peak state, worked out, feeling really good, sipping my first coffee of the day, and I will write. I'll write a video, I'll write part of my next book, I'll write something. I'll do something with my ideas and channel them into typing into the page. So 4:30 to 6:30 are a massive amount of time. I realize that a lot of people cannot do this. It is a decision I've made for myself. Something that might make more sense for you is if I have to get up with the kids at 6:45, I just need an hour to myself and I'll be so happy. So the beginning of your day could be 5:45. Maybe you wake up at 5:30, wipe the crusties out, and then move on to, let me do a little bit of a couple things for just me at 5:30. What you do for you does not have to be the same as what I do for me, but this is a routine that's been working for me now really, really well for 6 months, where I never thought I was going to be a first thing in the morning kind of workout person. And if you've been here for a while, you know this about me. It's going great for me. What works for me is in alignment. I feel good. My day is great. I make it happen. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Was it easy to start? No. Was it easy after a while when I realized how well it made the rest of my day work? Yes, that is intrinsic motivation and I live for it. So as you can imagine, I wake up at 4 and that's when I do my little skincare lemon water situation right here. Number one question that I get on my social media, because I'm always posting pictures of myself getting in the car at an ungodly hour, and people are like, what time do you go to sleep? And that is the next question. If you like the way this looks, if you want this to be true for you, if you're like, absolutely, I'd be tickled to death to get my kids ready for school if I had that much time to myself. I want to do that too. What has to happen? We have to sleep. We have to get enough sleep. So for me, what that looks like is I need 7 hours. That's what I need. I'm very happy with 7 hours. If we're at 6, we're teetering, it's not good. We need to be at 7. So it's really, 7 has always been my magic number. I know that in order to get pregnant, it needed to be a little bit longer than that, but I feel really good at 7 and I don't need a nap and I'm healthy, so I'm happy with it. My fall asleep time then, fall asleep time, not get in bed time. Fall asleep time needs to be 9 p.m. So now I know that if I'm sleeping from 9 to 4 in a perfect world, I'm in pretty good shape to wake up at that time, not hit the snooze, and proceed with the plan. I'm reverse engineering that success, the success of being with my kids in the morning and being happy to cater to them, and the success of getting to work on time and all of those things. So I'm falling asleep at 9. If I want to make sure that that happens, absolutely sure that that happens, I need to be in bed at 8:30. I get it. A lot of you guys are like, 8:30, that's when I'm turning my show on. That's your schedule. It's not mine. What do you, baby boo? I'm good. In bed, pajamas, teeth brushed, all done, ready to go with a book. Because you know what? As much as I'm so excited to read that book at 8:30, it's not going to happen. It's just not. I am going to snooze immediately. I mean, it takes 4 words before my eyes are just like falling. Why? Because I wake up early. What else is new? I'm active. I wake up early. So 8:30 in bed. Then I'm going to do skincare and all that kind of fun stuff at 8 p.m. Skincare and teeth. By the way, I do brush my teeth in the morning. I just didn't write it down. I'm obsessed with brushing my teeth, actually. 8 p.m., we're doing the things that shut the body down. I don't have my device with me. I am removing the contacts. I'm wiping off the makeup. It's all done. Now, in order for that to be the case, in order for me to be like, I have my hands to wash my face. This is wonderful. The kids need to be in bed at minimum. They may not be asleep. Shout out to you, firstborn. But they do need to be in bed. So that is why we stick with the same routine with them every day. 7 p.m., kids, bedtime. And so we are usually, my 18-month-old just dives for the bed. There's no issue. She's done at 7 o'clock. My firstborn takes a little bit more coaching, but she is in her room. She has been read to. She is sitting in bed. She's in her pajamas. She's had her teeth brushed. All of that between the 7 and 8 hour, because we need her at least thinking about shutting her eyes so that I can move on to the next thing. Sometimes this is a challenge. The more that I move this time up, the more likely this happens, because even an hour is not enough time to land the plane with these kids. But this is the rough timeline. I am actually usually trying to get them upstairs by 6:30. Like, it sounds so crazy, but if you want this to happen, it's usually that you have to trend earlier. It's what all the parenting books say when I'm struggling with bedtime routines. Go earlier, go earlier, go earlier. But at a bare minimum, they're in bed by 7 o'clock. The 5 o'clock hour is when we have dinner and family time. So I don't like to eat after 5 o'clock because of the meal plan that I'm on, and they're usually starving when they get home around that time. So we're eating dinner right away. We're eating, we're playing, we're watching The Voice or something. Like, we just love to hang out, play, and just be fun. Like, it just like let loose. We're out of school. We can kind of like just do whatever, play with toys, mess around a little bit. It's a good couple of hours. It's getting cold outside, so we're kind of stuck inside, which is a bummer, but we always find something to do. The interesting thing about this is, I was saying, you know, my kids come home and they're hungry and all that. My firstborn gets out at 3. So my evening starts at 3. And that is when I check out of work. I'm ending work and kid mode activated. So sometimes I'm taking her to dance class. She's got like a once a week 4 o'clock dance class. Sometimes I'm just putting on a fake class. On Tuesdays, we do baking class at home. I'm not checking my email. I'm not checking my phone. I'm not doing these. I'm literally just baking in the kitchen with my kids so that I can teach her something while we're waiting for my 18-month-old to have a little bit more to her school day. And then we go and pick her up so that we're home by 5 o'clock. So 3 o'clock is actually when my day, as I'm done working, it's time to go into parent and home mode. That's when that happens. This is the majority of my day. If you were going to ask to see my calendar, this is the majority of the stuff you'll see on my calendar. You probably think you're looking at things between the hours of 9 and 3. There's some interesting stuff there. Shooting YouTube videos, getting on conference calls, working on my book. But actually, if I don't have all of this mapped out, the rest of that is very hard to do. Very hard to focus on, very hard to make happen. Just as an FYI, those of us who are entrepreneurial or work from home, we know that the nice thing here is I don't have to worry about a commute. But the hard thing here is that I am home all the time and the laundry and the dishes are always calling. So when you don't have things dialed in like this, it's very easy for your workday to completely go awry and for you to be very distracted, not be able to work in a focused mode. This is my timeline map. If I stick to this to the best of my ability, I get enough sleep, I can wake up early and prioritize myself. And yeah, I get to go to the gym because I have an amazing partner who's still home with the kids in that morning time. There are pieces and parts to my life and how it works. You have to figure out what works for you. If going to the gym doesn't work, how do you work out at home? If you can't go to a coffee shop to focus, how do you have a dedicated area of your house where you go and you sit and that is your focus spot for that particular task? Otherwise, we get very distracted. But this is how my timeline map has shaken out. And all of it has to do with where do I need to be and why? And how do I make sure every other box is taken care of so I feel good and everybody else in my house is fine. I hope this was helpful. Maybe you did your timeline map on a piece of paper, or you want to try out the Good Morning Good Life planner. Check out the Black Friday sale, shop.amylandino.com. If you're hoping to make something like this work and you want to do a time audit that saves you more than 10 hours per week, click here and I'll see you there.